Coach Nick, thank you very much for your time. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. Good to see football stage again. Yeah, good to see you.
Preparations are underway.
Yeah.
In terms of your preparations, how far are you from where you want to be before the season kicks off?
Yeah, it's that time of the year again. It seems like a bit of a shorter turnaround time because obviously last year due to COVID we had a delayed Varsity football, and that was obviously in a shorter version. It's come around quickly. You know, majority of the boys played in the SAB League. Unfortunately, lost out there to go to playoffs. But we had a nice little break, and yeah, we're in the full swing of things now. We're looking to taper off next week before our first game in Free State. But the preparation has been good. We've had majority of the boys down for majority of the sessions. It's quite tough, especially with you know, the exam period, which has just come to a completion. But all in all, it's been good.
Coach Nick, you mentioned that you had your boys playing in the regional league, came close to winning the stream. So their season ended, but this side, the season has to start. How do you then balance the preseason in terms of conditioning? Because they've just fit their feet, they've finished the season. You give them that break, but they have to start preparing for another season. So how is your preseason structured to accommodate that?
Yeah, so I think from what I've seen at other institutions, you know, we're blessed to have these facilities. We have a strong relationship with our first team. We are the reserve team for our first team, so our program doesn't start when Varsity football starts or starts when the SAB League starts. It's a sort of all year round program. I'm sure you know Muzi Maluleka just I'd say poached from Chiefs, from our structure, who was head of our strength and conditioning program. So we dipped and peaked at the right times throughout the last sort of say 10 months or so, and it's an easy transition. We're not afraid to give boys time off mentally to recoup and regenerate. And when we come back, we know when to push and you know, to tape off a little bit. So I think in terms of striking that balance, we've done that quite well.
Coach, like you said, boys finish their exams, but you know, with exams there might be subs there and there.
Yeah.
How does that then maybe disrupt your preseason and your planning? Because you want to have all these boys together preparing for the season, but from time to time some are pulled to attend to their academic responsibilities.
I think coaching a student team, I think in any sport is very difficult. Not in terms of coaching the players specifically, but to sort of understand that dynamic that you can plan, but you can never have a set plan. You always have to be flexible in the sense that, you know, a player might not be able to come to training because he has to study, or he's got an exam. Our exams are at night. We train from 4:30. So for us, it's a little bit difficult, but manageable. Some of the boys now have subs, so they're missing a few days, but we've got catch-up sessions for them planned in the gym and with our sports science team at Semley and HPC. So yeah, I think just striking that balance to get everyone on the right level before game one.
In terms of your team composition, you know, we've got, if I'm correct, 2 teams in the regional league, right?
Yes, correct.
We've got 2 teams in the regional league, and I'm sure there are boys maybe. I've seen in other institutions they send out invites for trials within the institution so that they can get. In terms of the pool of players that you have to select from, taking into consideration the qualifying requirements. Sure. Any headaches there, or it's easy for you?
Yeah, for us, we've blessed in the sense that we've got our high school, so our academy feeds our university system and our Amatak system quite well. So that's why we're able to fill 2 teams at SAB. We've even questioned potentially with you know, sort of the demand for football for students, maybe add in another team into that league. But we've never really had headaches. We do have open trials in the beginning of the year, just so that it is transparent, that we do look at everyone. And I'm pleased to say that we had a success story from the open trials, where one of the boys is training with us now. The final cut will be done on Monday, and he's got that far from 350 boys. He's worked his way up to be noticed, and he's with us at the moment. So if you can get one or two from those trials, it's very pleasing. But I think we had a good pool of players to choose from. We've got, as Tucks, we've got a variety of partnerships, as you know, so the pool extends, and we'll continue to move.
Talking about trials, Coach Nick, there's a notion that open trials are not really in modern football the right way to go about recruiting players, because, for example, you'll find that a lot of boys come in and they only get, say, maybe 20 minutes or 15 minutes to play, and maybe there are things happening with that boy that he's unable to perform, or some don't even get too many touches on the ball, so they do not. You do not get to see what they can offer. What are your thoughts around that?
So I had this debate the other day with a colleague. I actually get very frustrated when I see open trials, some that you retweet yourself, for professional teams, for DDC teams, and I might be controversial here, but I find it very lazy. I think as a coach you should have a network of people that you trust. You should be watching football all the time, and as I say, we had our open trials to make it transparent and to show the students that we are an open book, and we will look at them. But if the coach is not doing his recruitment, the technical team is not searching for players year in, year out, for me, you fail in the system. So from my side, we're already planning for next year. I went to the Kloof High School's tournament, found a couple of boys at Glenwood and Maritzburg College. So we're already working for next year, because if you wait until January, it's too late.
Coach Nick, you've played in this competition.
Yes, I have.
Coached in this competition. Firstly, how tough is it in terms of competition level? I know you've got teams in the regional league. I wouldn't want to compare because it's a shorter version, not like the league. But in terms of competition, how good is it, the Varsity?
Yeah, I think it from some sections of the football industry, it's undermined quite heavily, and I do think if you just look at the success rate from the tournament over the last, I think it started 2013, what are we, nearly in our 10th year, it's the success that's come from it. There's been so many professionals in the NFD and the PSL that have come from it, so I think as a platform it bridges that gap between, say, maybe your DDC to your PSL or your NFD, where a boy or a girl can come into an institution and further his studies and still play football at a high level. The competition is very high, the intensity is very high, the period of the tournament is very short as well, so it doesn't give the players too much of an opportunity over sort of, call it a 30-game season. So the intensity is high to ensure that the results are there. Obviously there's derbies within the competition. You've got TUTs, you've got your UJs, you've got your VITs, and there's personal, I wouldn't say grudges, but there's personal incentives from each institution, and at the end of the day the institution wants to be better than the other institution in every sport. And I think it's great what Varsity Sports have done. It's another scouting platform for coaches within the country to look at, and I think it's going to be another tough edition, and we're looking forward to it.
Coach Nick,
yes,
8 editions, you've won 3, been in the semi-finals of all of them except for 2016, so you've been one of the most consistent sides in Varsity this year, but you haven't won it for the last 3 editions. Any pressure to win it this year?
There's always pressure at Tucks as an institution. Rugby didn't do us a favour again by winning their competition, so internally it's always nice to have that competition amongst the sports, but we support each other, And being at a university like this, the numbers always on our back. I haven't been to a game, in the last couple of years as a coach where teams haven't, risen their level in terms of performance when they play against us. I think maybe I'm a bit biased, but we have the best facilities in the country. We have some of the best coaches. When they touch that grass at Elsie de Villiers Stadium, Tuck Stadium, the stimulus raises for the opposition. So for us, it's always difficult, but we prepared to ensure that we do better than last season. So for us, getting to a final and winning it should be the mandate, and that's what we've set as an objective for the players, the staff, and as a club and university in general.
Coach Nick, the university, look, I'm coming from the outside, but the impression I'm getting is that the university takes football very serious. You mentioned the high school, the two teams in the regional leagues. Yeah. We know the Sasol, the ladies in the Sasol league. We know that the senior team. There seems to be seriousness and commitment to football within the institution.
Yeah.
How does the institution arrive at a point that we take football serious, we allocate resources to it? Is there something that is driving it?
I think we've left a legacy of the last couple of years. Talking back in the day, where our now TD, Sammy Troughton, Steve Barker, were all involved in that incredible sort of run to the Nedbank Cup final, beating the likes of Chiefs, losing to Swallows in the final, and then getting promotion. I think those times were incredible for the university. And we dropped a little bit in terms of, the hype around the football club. And I think we're getting back there. We were very close. I think very unfortunate to not get promoted to the PSL, which would have helped our whole program in general. But we go again. We've got young, hungry people in place, led by our CEO, my boss, Kenneth. And he's trusted from people within. Our head coach is a former student, former head coach of this team, and we're following a process now where guys from within are getting opportunities, and it's proving successful. We were one kick away from getting promoted to the PSL again, and I have no doubt we'll come close again next season, if not go all the way. And I think it's about time the university get back to winning ways, back in the PSL, winning varsity football again, both men and ladies. We must note that the ladies did very well last year, losing on penalties to a professional team being UWC. So it's good times at the club. We've got great talent coming through, and long may it continue.
You've got players, I'll make an example like Jima, for example, instrumental in your regional league run,
yes,
of which you lost. You competed with the Titans until the end, but you lost. Maybe psychologically the boys felt we gave it our all, and I spoke to you in the game in Mabopane, where you felt that, look, some of the administration side of the league let you down in terms of the refereeing and so on, and perhaps the boys feel that after giving so much and not making it, where are they in terms of mentally, and take into consideration that then the senior team comes close going to the PSL but fall short in the last moment.
I think talking about that specifically, I actually watched you got some feedback about our academy team. We had to go to the playoffs for Engine a couple of hours after losing that game to Swallow. So mentally the club was obviously in a very tough space, and obviously our Engine team unfortunately never qualified, which was unfortunate because they're a very strong team. I think we have these hurdles in football, and Tuxes, like I said, there's a number on our back. Whether you play varsity football, NFD, you play in the regional league, I think when you have to coach players, you've got to get them stimulated. The stimulus was gone once we had lost the title to Titans, and I think maybe it's a blessing in disguise for this tournament specifically. If we had to go to playoffs now, I see the Gauteng League is only starting their playoffs this weekend and next weekend. It was going to be a headache for me to manage. The stimulus is there now. The boys, we leave on Wednesday for Bloemfontein, and they're excited. I have players that are injured. I'm sure you saw guys that are not at training for various reasons, but they're here supporting the team. We've got a good culture, and I think it's just about stimulating the players and getting them up to seeing what the objective is and what the prize is at the end of the day.
Coach Nick, just to go back on the pre-season one, like the structured leagues came to an end, making it difficult for you guys to get friendlies so that as part of your pre-season preparations. Yes. How difficult has it been for you guys to be able to get friendlies during the break when most teams are on holiday?
So I don't know what it is, but my phone is inundated. Our head scout Tebogo Monya is also inundated. We all support each other. We work together. I actually never phoned one team for a friendly. They all contacted us. Tshwane South, the champions, asked for a friendly against us. We managed to beat them. We got Dikwena United from Free State, who went to the playoffs. We've had Namibia national team, so we've got Royal AM tomorrow. So we've been blessed with that, because obviously a lot of teams use this facility for their pre-season. And it's not really hard to get teams, because I think people are realizing now that the varsity football level is good and they want to test themselves against it. So we've been blessed in that sense. Also, like I said to you, we need to give a bit of time off for the boys. It's been a long couple of months for them in the SAB league, studies wise, exams wise, and we needed to just pick them up at the right moment. So I think we're blessed. We've got teams around here. We've got good relationships, as you know, with Sundowns. We've played a few friendlies with them. Supersport down the road as well. So it's all in all, we haven't struggled in that sense. And we've played a lot of friendlies, something that I wasn't used to as a coach. I sort of took that from Amatux. It's sort of the way we went last season, training matches, trying to implement what we're coaching on the field, and doing it in practice training matches where the boys can make mistakes and we can rectify them. And it's been fruitful. Yesterday was a good sort of lesson for us, playing against a team going to the COSAFA. And tomorrow will be a good test for us as well against Royal AM.
How important are those friendlies where you're playing professional team like Royal AM and national team like Namibia in terms of improving the level of your boys?
I think what I said to the boys yesterday specifically is, no matter what the result is at any point in the game, we've got a clear principle and way we want to play, and we need to ensure that we continue to follow those processes to ensure the outcome is there regardless of the results. I don't think we're going to play a team like Namibia or Royal AM in the competition, but it's a good test to test certain departments and units within our system. So I think it's very important to play these types of teams. I think maybe we realized that the level wasn't as high in terms of some of the teams who had already played, but it's been a variety of teams from a lower level to sort of our level, and now to a higher level. So we're excited, and I think tomorrow we'll cap off probably our last friendly. We might have one more sort of lighter friendly with one of the academy teams, just to go through the patterns again and try and see what we can fix if we need to, and be ready for the 21st.
Last one, Nick, and I'm sure you are happy about that. COVID regulations have been relaxed.
Yes.
Fans are coming back. And after 3 editions not winning it, you go challenge for the title with the fans behind you.
Yeah, the Tuck Stadium is an incredible place when it's full. I've got so many memories of the likes of TUT and UJ come in with their supporters and our supporters being there, and it's just great. It's a very unique product, from what I understand, one of the most watched football products in Africa from what I understand, and I think having the fans back and giving them something to cheer about is exciting. It's a very unique situation for the student who is supporting their team, because they might be sharing a class with our midfielder or the goalkeeper or the striker, and it's their fellow peers at the end of the day. So it's almost going to that old school way of supporting your school. You know, my school's playing against your school, I'm going to support my school. So I'm excited about that. A little bit more pressure for us. You know, we might not be able to get our instructions across as easily. But yeah, we embrace their support, and we hope to do them proud.
Coach Nick, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And all the best in the cup.
Cheers. Thank you.